What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B Jizzle. Before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe to all of our YouTube videos, as well as subscribe to all our pages. You know what I'm saying? Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all of our pages as well. Cash App is going to be in the ticker with the PayPal. Cash App, $ BJ Matthews, and PayPal, Ask Project Masters. I'm going to put that in the pinned comments after this video is complete. Let's get it popping. All right, so we got another good video for y'all today, man. I know I just did one just recently about the Cam Thomas. If you guys have not seen that, go and check that out in our video section. It's going to be dropping at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, all right? So LeBron James is about to pass Kareem Abdul Jabbar this week in the all-time scoring list. You got the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight, and then you got the Milwaukee Bucks on Thursday. So which game he will pass, we will see. But if all goes how it's supposed to go, he will be passing Kareem Abdul Jabbar in the all-time scoring list, and it will be a remarkable accomplishment, right? So I'm gonna celebrate LeBron once he does that, but I want to talk a little bit about a certain situation that just happened. I believe on Sunday, in the aftermath of Kyrie Irving choosing to go to the Dallas, not even choosing, getting traded to the Dallas Mavericks. My fault. You know, LeBron James, there's people who've told me they feel like I say about LeBron James, I talk about him, you know, I should cut him some slack. I should actually, you know, be a little bit more accepting. And throughout the years, I've definitely taken heed to that. You know, you guys gotta understand, I grew up in California, and Kobe Bryant is my favorite basketball player of all time. And there was a point from about 2006 all the way to about 2011 where they were trying to compare LeBron and Kobe. They were trying to figure out who was the best player in the NBA, who was the, you know, top guy and all that stuff. And I thought it was very, you know, disrespectful, because you're talking about a guy in LeBron James who hadn't won a championship yet, has not taken his team to the finals. You're talking about a guy who, you know, is just really scratching the surface. Give him time to grow, right? Give him time to actually, you know, see who he really is. And I think, you know, some people get it twisted thinking that people don't like LeBron James. And it's not that people don't like him because they don't put him as the best player of all time or the greatest or the GOAT. It's the fact that the disrespect that certain people would take to discredit other people's favorite players and also legends of the game is why I feel like a lot of people have a little shade at LeBron. Because I've never seen a fan base that actually goes to lengths to try and, disrespect other, you know, great players. Like, I think LeBron James' fan base is what actually gives him a bad rep. It's not really him. But then again, you can kind of say it is, because he actually does passive-aggressive things that will actually push the narrative to his fans, right? So I always say, if you want to know a lot about a fan base, look at their favorite player. Okay, Kobe Bryant's my favorite player, right? Usually people I've met who are Kobe Bryant fans are very ambitious, hardworking, and have a no-die attitude. Very similar to me, right? Or you got a Kevin Durant fans. And those people that are Kevin Durant fans are people, to me, for the most part, and that's just my opinion, who seem to be very, very into like a lot of the skill set, a lot of, you know what I'm saying, the shooting aspect of the game, filling up the stat sheet, and also all that stuff, right? Kyrie Irving fans, what I know about people with Kyrie Irving fans, their players are people who are more into like the flash and all the, you know, the flair of the game, and you know what I'm saying, all the beauty in the game. That's why I know it's with Kyrie Irving fans. So you can kind of tell, you know, by who they like, who their favorite player is. LeBron James, a lot of his fans are analytic stat guys. They love the analytics. They love the stats. They love, he's 260, 6'9". They love saying that. Those are the type of people I noticed that like these players, right? But back to my point. Not everybody that doesn't have LeBron as the best of all time is not a hater, right? And I think that a lot of times LeBron James fans actually shoot themselves in their foot, because they'll constantly, want to feel like they're defending LeBron, but then you have situations we're about to talk about that it doesn't serve him well. Now, again, Kyrie Irving just got traded to the Dallas Mavericks. Now, people were saying with the Laker organization, and you guys know with LeBron, he wanted Kyrie Irving on that team. Kyrie Irving and LeBron had a lot of success in Cleveland, went to 4 straight championships, won a championship in 2016. He wanted Kyrie Irving since, I believe, really the last couple seasons, especially last season. But obviously that did not happen. So now LeBron James is at a point where, he's obviously disappointed with, them not getting Kyrie Irving, to the point where he went on a interview, sit-down interview. I don't know if it was the day after the day after on Monday, which was yesterday. And he spoke about how he was, disappointed how Kyrie Irving did not become a Laker, but he's moving forward. And he's trying to, build this Laker team. Now, before that, on Sunday, right after that situation with Kyrie Irving, he put a tweet on Twitter saying, "Maybe it's me," in the caption. Now, people were trying to figure out what it was, and when I pretty much put my 2 and 2 cents together, it was that he's talking about players don't want to play with him. Players don't want to really play with him. So he said, "Maybe it's me." Okay? Now, you guys know LeBron James has a tendency of going to Twitter and talking when he's in a place where he's very vulnerable, right? That's what it is. Sometimes people just brush it over, say it's not a big deal, but to me it is. I think a lot of stuff that LeBron James does is stuff that he's been outside of basketball since he was in childhood. I think the fact of him not having his father around, I'm just gonna get very, 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 straightforward. I think him not having the father figure that he needed to have, as any young child would, has left him as a 38-year-old man in certain situations where he cannot handle things, in a better way. And I get it. LeBron James has always had eyes on him, and we need to give him credit for, how he's handled not having no trouble outside of basketball. Has been a great father as far as having his kids set up, a great husband, all that stuff, right? Great basketball player. But there's still certain flaws that I see LeBron James has inside of him that circles around him not having no real strong man in his life. Outside of his coaches who came later on, but he didn't have like a person in the presence of his home. A lot of stuff that LeBron James does is passive aggressive. Now, of course, you look at him, you're like, he's 6'8", 260. What is he so passive aggressive about? That doesn't change. Some of the smallest dudes, some of the, average looking guys are still the most manliest men that you'll find. I'm not saying LeBron James ain't a man. He definitely is. But I'm saying there's certain things mentally and emotionally that he does. Like what he just did up with that tweet, "Maybe it's me," that he wants somebody to, somewhat feel for him, feel sorry for him. I mean, just think about it. When has an NBA player done so much stuff and said it on social media, run to social media, who's as great as LeBron? Kevin Durant's another person, does the same thing, right? He didn't have his father, right? I'm just speaking what it is. Like, when you don't have, if you're especially a young black man, not having your father around, it takes a toll on you later on in life, whether you want to say it or believe it or not, right? So, a lot of his fans give him a pass and constantly baby LeBron instead of telling LeBron what he needs to hear, as if, man, you got to actually be a better leader. His leadership, to me, is in question. People say LeBron's a great leader. I mean, what instances have you shown great leadership in? You guys talking about that 2007 Cavaliers. I mean, you got to understand, he was still at a point where even LeBron James, this is how great he is. He's so naturally gifted, athletically talented, probably the most talented basketball player we've ever seen outside of Wilt Chamberlain, that actually hides his deficiencies in leadership, where he just gets the job done based off of his natural force. I mean, to be 6'8", 260, run like that, to be able to jump like that, be strong like that's not normal. That's something that goes against physics. So that right there, his physical abilities will actually outweigh sometimes his mental collapses. But there's been many times I've seen LeBron James mentally collapse in situations where he shouldn't have. The 2011 finals against the Miami Heat. The 2018 Cavs. This situation right here. Him constantly putting things out before they actually happen. How many years with the Lakers has he said, playoff mode activated, didn't make the playoffs, or a storm is coming, didn't make the playoffs? He constantly talks his way into trying to get stuff done other than just really just doing it. Right? Many championships he left on the table, and I feel like if you put a better, a more mentally, I don't want to be like disrespectful, but a more, you know what I'm saying, guy who knows who he is, I think he would have been a better outcome in some of those finals. People say, oh, well, the Warriors, that's why they lost. Well, the Warriors, to me, they were not unbeatable. I feel like, you know, there were certain situations where the Warriors could have went down. I think the Houston Rockets 2018, when they faced the Rockets with James Harden, they took them to 7 games. The Warriors could have easily lost that series, right? And then 2017, they had Kawhi Leonard, who I think, to me, is very, very confident who he is. They won. They took that team. I believe, in my opinion, they were down 25 points, the Warriors, and I feel like they could have won that series if Kawhi Leonard was there. Why do I say that? Because I saw the entire season, 2017. The Spurs were the only team that had any winning record against the Warriors, and a lot of that had to do with Kawhi Leonard and what he single-handedly did leading that charge. So again, I mean, that whole excuse that was the Warriors, to me, is just out the window. But back to the main point, I think LeBron James, his fans got to stop, you know, just looking to give him a pass for everything. I think they're hurting LeBron James rather than just actually telling him what he needs to know. That, hey, you wanted, you know, this team, you wanted Russell Westbrook, you wanted Anthony Davis, right? You wanted, you know, and now that you don't get the player in Kyrie Irving, you want to sit up here and say, well, maybe it's me. Well, man, you got to understand the Lakers have given you so much to help you out. You've had more trades than any other NBA superstar in NBA history. So why do you feel like you just have to, you know, somewhat get your way to the point where if you don't get everything that you want right then, you want to, you know, pout about it. You know, it's such thing as just getting the job done, bro. Like, I don't know, man. I just think, you know, I see certain things like people want to critique LeBron. I don't look at it as hate. I look at it as just truth telling. But that's all I got to say about that. You guys pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull up. Peace. Out here like swim web.